Hey divas and gents, I'm coming to you with a jewelry tutorial. It's not really a tutorial, really. It's pretty much watching me how I create my stretchy bracelets. It's not rocket science. You literally just use your string and you string them on, tie a knot, call it a day. But it is more to help see how I lay my beads, because I know I'm like that. I'll watch videos and I know how to make what they're making, but I like to watch it because there's always something you learn, whether it be the pattern of how they lay their beads, how they add their metals in between, how they coordinate things, just things like that. So I always love watching videos, no matter if I know how to make them or not, because every designer tends to just add their little spin on it. So this is kind of my spin on how I do my stretchy bracelets. These are one of my favorite bracelets to make because they're so easy, and you can use a lot of your beads and they're just really fun to make. Now we're going to do a stackable bracelet, it's not just one. So I like to do these in a 3. Okay, so here's one that I made. And let me push this up. And I don't want to mess up the beads because I have them exactly laid out how I want them. Okay, so I want to do stack bracelets. I prefer when I do stretchies that I have more than one. So for instance, here's one bracelet and I wanted to use beads colors that I haven't used. So this right here is a beautiful royal type blue. Just gorgeous. So you see, I just add a bunch of metal and there's 2 different size glass beads. And that's it. Everything else is metal. Bead caps. We have some little spacer type beads there. It's all about adding just a bunch of metal. And look at how gorgeous this bracelet looks when you just add metal. I absolutely love it. Now if you were to make another bracelet and let's say you just add just the beads, then that's perfect because that's one layer. Then you add another one that has dangles. So you just switch it up every different one. So that's the one. And then you see right here, I have these really pretty, they're like a frosted glitter type bead that's matte. And I have all of those in the back part, so nothing in between. But then I included, good gracious, I included the crystals or the glass beads here, and then I just put little daisy spacers in between. And then I put a bead cap there, a bead cap there, a smaller bead, and then a bead cap going that way. Same concept here. Now when you do bracelets like this, I'm a fan of hiding the knot. When you tie the knots, I prefer to hide them, but you can't always do that. Sometimes you just don't have a spot where you can push excuse me, the knot through, and that's fine. If it shows, it shows. It is what it is, right? But I always keep in mind, how can I hide it? So the knot is in here. Okay, so you see the knots right there. And so what I did, I was like, well then let me hang a dangle. So you don't notice it as much when you have the dangle there, right? But sometimes you don't want to add a dangle, then you just let the knot show. And when I do the knot, I'll always try to do it like right in the middle of the back, like back here, but right in the middle. And that's where I'll do it. I don't want the knot anywhere in the front part of it. And it would, to me, it would look funny if it sat on the side. So I'll try to make sure that I do that knot in the back, in the middle of the back of the bracelet. Okay, so that's just my tidbit on how I do it. But, and then here as well, I hid did I just show that on that one? No, I didn't show where I have the knot on this one. Oh, see, it's right here. So right here, there was nowhere for me to hide it. It didn't pop back. It couldn't pop it back in a bead or anything like that. And that's fine. But this right here is one continuous one, so there's no front or back. So it's perfect. And plus, when you add so much stuff, like metals and all that, you don't see it. Now, if I add just pure crystals all the way around, you would have seen where the knot was. But because it's so busy, you have no clue unless you're really digging in between each bead to look for it. But they're stretchy bracelets, so even if you buy them from a store, you always see the knot. So it is what it is. And then I just have I just created my own little dangle. I added a little charm, and then of course another little charm there. Super cute. And then right here, I added one of these. These are from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to do another one there, which is another style that Hobby Lobby has. And I love using these. And these ones right here, you can pop the knot through. And then I just put little dangles on it, on the side. Bead caps, mixed in. You know, you just want to incorporate all the same beads in all three, just to switch up the pattern. But see how beautiful? So let's go ahead and try it on so that you can see. I have to do it on this one because I have stuff on this one. So see how fun? Then you just have your dangles here and dangles here. I love it. It's super, super pretty. I love stacks. That's my thing. So that's just the one. Now these ones do take a little more time and you definitely are going to use a lot more beads. Now I'm going to use some of my natural beads. These beads are heavier beads. So on my knot, I'm going to make sure I put it on these ones as well. Just a couple drops of glossy accent right where the knot is and let it sit and dry just to keep it more secure. Okay. Now I have this one pre-strung already only because I won't have enough time in this video to string all of them. So see right here, I have this bail. I don't want the string to fall out of my hand. I have this little tiny bail, and then I just hung little charms. Let's get this camera to focus. So I just used the coordinating beads. These were all purchased from Michael's. I love, love, love natural beads. They're so beautiful. So they've got some weight to them. So you see I use rondelles, bead caps, daisy spacers. Just really cute, and it's all about your pattern. You just create a pattern of your own. So right here I strung it so that I could possibly put the knot inside that hole. Okay, so when I tie this off, yeah, let's do this down a little bit more. I tie the one. That's the one knot. Then I tie another one on top of that. Then I go underneath and I tie a knot in the back. And I pull it not too tight because there's times I've done it too tight where, I don't know, apparently I got some crazy strength because it broke right in half. But it's a plastic string, so you know you don't want to tug too tight, and that's the reason why you always want to use a little dab. And then I get this, and I'll cut it right here. Now we're going to get some glossy accent. We're going to put this to the side. Oh, please don't tell me. I knew it. I need to get one of those, I am just so in denial about buying those little, I don't know what it's called, that, the tip on there, you know, that tip that everybody buys. I need to do it. I need to just stop it and just go. But I think the last time I checked, they didn't have any, and I believe they said that was in the paint section where stuff like that is. So let me know if I'm looking in the right spot. Maybe I'm not. Okay, let's go back to here and put just a little bit. Okay, don't go ham on it because then it's going to stick to your bead. So now we're just going to let that sit. And try to get that in the hole. Okay, so see, now it sits underneath that, excuse me, that bail. Okay, so we're going to let that dry. I don't want to pull at it. And then here's the string. Now I use this string right here, okay, but I don't have the right one on accident. I bought the wrong one, but it's one size up from this one. Okay, I keep this in my little bin I don't know if you'll be able to see because they're clear, to be able to see the difference in size. It's going to be hard for it to pick up, but this is the size I'm using from LA. This is the size, the Stretch Magic from Michaels. It's one size up, so I don't know if it would be maybe a 15 millimeter, but it's just a size up. Now you can still use this 10, but you just don't want to use heavy beads on it. So I keep this one, but I always prefer the one from LA. I use that one all the time, so I know it sucks for me to tell you. I have that one for emergencies, but when I go to LA, I always, because look at, it's only, I think, $1.50 or $3, and I have a ton of it. So you know what I might do? I'm gonna consider just buying a bunch of them, and then for you ladies, and we'll just go from there and see if I can. Don't hold me to it. It's just an idea of doing that, because you know it sucks when you want to try something you can't because they don't sell it in your area. Okay, so let's get on. Right here we have some dangles. I already created my little dangle set here, and I just added all of them. Here we go. So we're just gonna stick that through. And I don't use a threading. You can totally use a threading needle if that's what works best for you. For stretchy string, I don't need to, because this size that I use right here, it's not super flimsy. And you see, I started at the very, very end, and I should have just kept 2 strung so that I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to string them all. And then I just, but if you use the needle one, I don't know. I guess it would be better, because at least this way you can do a bunch at one time as opposed to doing one by one. But I don't mind it. I don't mind doing one by one, because I can't even tell you how many times I have to unstring them because I messed up the pattern, or I didn't finish it on the right end. Oh geez, where's the hole on this one? Okay, here we go. So these beads are that I'm using are from Michaels. I absolutely love these beads. I've hearted these ones for like a super long time. So now that I used a lot of them, so that means I'm gonna have to go back and buy them because I can't be without, and go from there. And I use 2 different style natural beads. So there's one that's like a greeny jade, a really beautiful, so every bead looks different from one another. I love that look. And then the other ones are more of the earthy tones with the creams and light tans and maybe some light yellow. Just really beautiful, like an opal looking colors, just pretty. And then I mix up my glass beads with them. Just coordinate all your metals. That's what I think adds life to stretchy bracelets, especially if you're going to do stacks like me. Right now I'm doing a stack. So that's what I prefer. Okay, now we're going to use this bar right here, and this is also from Hobby Lobby. You see how big that hole is? So the knot should be able to fit through there. So let's go ahead and put this through, and we're going to tie off the knot. And I always do 1, 2, then I always go beneath. I don't know if it does anything, but it's just my thing. And I'll do 1, and then I'll do 2. So it's a total of 4 knots that I do. 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut these off. Okay, and now I'm going to get some glossy accent and put a dab. Are you kidding me? Closed up that quick. Man. Well, you know what? I'll do it later off the camera. I want to finish doing this. I'll do it off the camera. So anyways, and then I cut another one, and I guesstimate, honestly, on how much string I cut. I probably go through a lot of waste. I know. Shame, shame, shame. Don't judge. And now when I do my beads, now when I line them up, I don't, it just doesn't come to me and I just get the right pattern the first time. Absolutely not. I line them up here how I want to see it on the bracelet. Then I'll string it on, and then, like I said, I keep in mind where is the knot going to end up at. And then I like things in balance. So I like all the numbers to match. if I do when I do beads. So if I'm doing 5 of one color, then I want to make sure I do 3 of one color. Then, you know, I have to have a pattern. That's how I do things. Or even sometimes I'll sit there and I will actually do a bunch of mix match beads, which is really fun to do, where you just get a bunch of different colors and put them all together. I've done that as well, and that's really fun because then there's no rhyme or reason. You have different shapes, different sizes, different colors, and you can wear them with anything, as opposed to here, you know, you would have to match it to whatever you had. So, you know, just get crazy with it. There, you know, it's all about you, and never feel that your style is not the right style, because that's absolutely not true. It's whatever you love, that you find beautiful, is what matters. So this is just me showing you kind of how I roll and how I do them. And like I said, doing the stretchies are fun. I love it. And these are easy. So for any of you that are not like major jewelry makers, let me tell you, this one right here is an addiction, because it's so easy to do and it's quick, you know, and I love the result. It's really pretty. So see, it's easy when you have your pattern just laid out and you don't have to think about it. See, this is what I had to do last night. I had to think and then put it together and then see how I liked it. Because had I done that on camera, please, it would have been like a 5-part video. So, yeah. All right. I'm not doing too bad on timing, for the fact that, you know, I wanted to jibber jabber as I do them, so it's not dead silent. All right. So here is the end. All right, now we're going to tie this off. I'm going to do one on the top, another one on the top. So there's the 2, then I go underneath, and I'll do 2 at the bottom, and I'll choose those, and then here we go. I'm going to cut these off, and I'm going to glue it after I get off the camera, just so you can see how they all look together. So see how fun that is? I have like 40 seconds, but I want to make sure, because I know everybody likes to see how they look complete. And then right here, when I do the bars like this, I always hang a little dangle right there. Right here, I just randomly put a charm set right there. You could pick anywhere you wanted to. But see how I have 3 here, 3 here? I coordinate them, big, small, big, small. And then right here, this is the back part or the front part, however, or. And then let's go ahead, 15 seconds, so you can see how they look on. I made this one bigger since it's not for me. So see how beautiful that is?